Don't tread on us.
Do you want social justice? Now I give you social justice.
The Zanna way.
Don't trade on us, the Freedom Rifle by Zanna. The most affordable military-grade semi-automatic AR-15 rifle in M4 configuration, chambered in 223 Wild, that can shoot both 5.56 NATO and 223 Remington. 4 minutes of angle for just $499, made in the USA. Get your Freedom Rifle now. We need every law-abiding American armed with knowledge and at least one military rifle ready to defend good against evil. With every Don't Tread on Us rifle, you will get free parchment replica of the United States Constitution, free digital CD Don't Tread on Us, free ebook How to Become a Rifleman, free t-shirt Slaves Are Never Armed, I Am Not a Slave, free 30 rounds magazine where allowed by the law, free laser engraved ejection port Don't Tread on Us for just $499. Go to www.freedomrifle.com, www.freedomrifle.com. Get your Freedom Rifle now.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom on K-Talks 1340 AM and all United States to the FM network. This is the hour about guns. I tell you, it's really getting exciting because this is no more just a radio show, but also is an opportunity to meet you, interact with you, especially if you live here in Mojave County or in this area of Arizona and the tri-state area between Laughlin, Nevada, of course, and also Needles, California. You know, you're around here. And guess what? I'm trying to come towards you so we can have a chance to meet each other. Hey, how? You know, I told you last Sunday I had an incredible free gun safety class in Golden Valley here in Arizona at the Mojave Sportsman Club. And it was a beautiful experience. It was an experiment I wanted to do, and I'm very excited. Now I'm going to do more. The idea was that I want to share with people who are willing to learn the very good foundation to handle, transport, and even shoot any type of firearm. This is, of course, it's a class that is not about shooting really, but it's about safety. That's the main keyword. And at the same time, you know, as I said, it's free. And when I say free, it means really free. It doesn't mean that, you know, I'm going to ask you credit cards and then you got subscriptions and expiration. No, it's really free. I mean, I want you there. My goal is to teach whatever I can teach you, whatever you can learn. And the idea why? 2 reasons. First of all, I believe, you know, every one of us has a little mission in life. I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I'm not saying that this is my mission completely, but I believe that, you know, I chose this path. I would like to try to share what I know with other law-abiding people who understand the opportunity and also the right of being armed for self-defense and also the defense of freedom, of course. And I really want to make this an effort to say, if we have more law-abiding people in our communities with guns and knowledge, and of course all starts with safety, I really believe we can have a better country, a better city, better county, at the end, a better America. That's the idea. So I'm trying to do my little part there. Second thing, you know, I'm here, you know, I do different things and I can sponsor things. I like to sponsor things like in this case, one of my business, Zanna Enterprises LLC, that as a division we do Zanna firearm trainings, had sponsored that. And that's beautiful. That's the idea of free market, you know. It is not like when you go to get some tax dollar from somebody else and they say it's free. No, this is really free. Anyway, let me shut up now. The idea why we're here, because I have a guest that has already been a guest of mine a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, about different topics. Something happened in Havasu. Today, I wanted to have him back because he also was on was in my class. And he came with his beautiful girlfriend. And I think it was beautiful because, you know, he was very interested and he was very focused and he wanted to know. And I wanted to bring him on because I also know that he has some other questions. And these questions may be also helpful to the rest of you guys, you know. So we try to do this on the air so we can share with the rest of you. Now, here we go. Let me bring him on. His name is Dennis. Dennis from Havasu. Are you there?
Yes.
How are you, Dennis?
Pretty good. How are you?
Very good, man. It was finally nice meeting you in person, okay?
Yes, you too. Thank you very much, and thank you for saying all that. My girlfriend said thank you.
Oh, she's listening. Oh gosh, now I'm gonna get. But it's true. She's a beautiful lady, and I'm not trying to be corny. And you like a guy, okay? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Did she punch you or something? I mean, because it's true. I mean, you like a guy, of course, she's like a girl too. But the point is, I'm glad that you came, both of you, because that's the spirit of doing things like this together. It's like you have a couple that you both can have a gun, or you want to carry a gun, or you already carry a gun. And in this way, you can start to learn together. It is also fun. First of all, did you like the class? Did you enjoy it?
We both enjoyed it. We loved it. In fact, I've been carrying a gun on and off, as we discussed, and she wants to, but she didn't feel comfortable until she takes the CCW class. And this was actually, this was a great class. I mean, especially for free, and it's all about safety. I mean, I would recommend you take this class as a precursor to the CCW class. I would actually recommend anybody do that. We both learned a lot.
That's good, and that was the idea, seriously, because at the end of the day, I know that when I can share some information and at least let you know things that you don't know, and then of course it's up to you to find, to improve, to follow your path, your journey. But at least you have a foundation, something to start. Now at least you know what you shouldn't do. And at that point, we are going to become also a better society, because I really believe, for example, I told you during the class, there was a gentleman in Kingman just a few months ago, last year, that he went to the church, he was carrying a gun in his pocket, and bang, he shot himself in the butt, okay? I mean, how sad it is, not only stupid and irresponsible, but also sad, because he could have probably hurt somebody else. He scared a lot of people. I mean, that was a bad day for everybody, but could have been prevented it. So that's the idea. So that's why I'm doing this. Now, I want just to remind, because people say, I can't believe it. You're not doing free stuff like that. I mean, after all, how many hours did we spend together? About 3.5 hours, probably?
Yeah, easily. In fact, we went over about an hour and a half, but it was well worth it. It was very informative.
I mean, I said 2 hours class. I stayed with you another 1 hour and a half, and I was having fun. I mean, for me, oh my God, I gotta get out. I need to punch out. This is for me something I enjoy doing it. So now we're here. I want to ask you something about the class. Anything really that touched you? At least say, okay, that was really important. I'm glad that I heard that. Among the many things that I think they're all important. But what was the most important thing you learned from the class, in your opinion?
The most important thing I learned is to check the condition of it. I mean, I don't want to sound amateur, but I am. But that's the most important thing. I actually wasn't doing it correctly. So I would say that was the most important thing that I learned.
Check the condition of any gun. So we start always from the chamber check, correct?
Yes.
Exactly, and this is true because normally I tell you, even in other type of curriculums, and I'm an NRA instructor, okay, and they have their curriculum. I got my curriculum, but when I teach these classes, I don't go through NRA curriculum. I create my own curriculum, and I believe that starting from the chamber, it is very important because sometimes people say, okay, it's a step more. No, we do first we chamber check. Then at that point, we put a slide back in battery, whatever it is. It's a rifle, a bolt action, doesn't matter. And then at that point, we remove the magazine. And at that point, we remove the round from the chamber. And at that point, we double check the chamber and the magazine. It's an extra process, but guess what? When we want to really be sure that the gun is empty, that's the best way. Because many people, sometimes they just remove the magazine and they forget the chamber. It's hot. And that's how people get killed or get injured. So I think it's a good system. I like it. That's the way I learn it. That's the way I want to share it. Now, we were talking about also ammunition a little bit, even of course it wasn't the main topic. I know that you have a specific gun. Can you tell us a little bit, what is the gun that you have right now?
Oh, I got the Walther PPKS. It's an older one. It's a 380 caliber.
Okay. I mean, that one is, I'm not really an expert in Walther PPK, but if I understand, it's pretty much the James Bond gun. Am I right?
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of interesting, cool little piece of gun. I'm not familiar with that, I must tell you. Normally, I try to shoot everything I can. That one I miss it. But what did you learn about, about this gun that you want to change? Why are you considering to change it for another gun, first of all?
Yes, in fact, I plan on getting a new one. Actually, I want to get the 9mm just because the ammo is more accessible and cheaper. And even when I bought the snap caps that you recommended, so that I could practice, those were even more expensive than the 380s, and they were harder to find.
Yeah.
So I want to go to that. I actually thought it was going to be a bigger gun when I went and looked at them. If you look at the one I'm thinking about getting is the Sig Sauer. If you look at the 380 versus the 9mm, I mean, it's a minute difference in like how much bigger it is. It's really not that much bigger, so that's really not an issue. And so I decided to go to the 9mm. I will say though, I am new to carrying. I used to conceal carry. Since the class, I feel more comfortable open carrying. You know, I mean, I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel more comfortable open carrying, so it does feel safer, and I have it in a safe holster. I just like, I don't carry it hot yet. I like the Walther PPKS because of the safety, and it's got, you click the safety and the hammer drops, so I could actually carry it hot and have the safety. But the Sig Sauer has some of the same features. I was looking at that, and I will get to the point where I carry it hot, but even when I do, I just kind of, I know it takes a little bit longer to shoot it, but I just, especially after seeing that picture where you said the guy shot his butt, that, you know,
Yeah.
I just, but I'm getting there. But yeah, but I mean, I feel more comfortable without one in the chamber, without it hot, but with them in the clip, you know. And
Let's look at this one. Let's talk 1 second about the round in the chamber, okay? It is good at least that, hey, if you say yourself, hey, I'm not comfortable, and that's great. At least you have honesty to yourself, because many people, trust me, they're scary. They just ignore their ignorance, or at least things they don't know. They just try to do anyway. So that's scary. At least you say, hey, I don't feel comfortable right now, and I want to wait. The point is, when you will start to get more, let's say, practical, and let's say more, I don't want to use the word educated, but yeah, when you know little more the things that what is going on, to have the round in the chamber, it is going to be just, let's say, the gun is going to be safe if you, first of all, comply with the safety rules, and more important, if you have the right holster. And of course, remember something, the gun is always going to be, the muzzle of the gun always going to be pointing in the safe direction. So when you start to have a little bit more of that, at that point, you are the safety. Of course, when you have no round in the chamber, you know that even if you make a mistake, there's going to be a click rather than a bang. Problem is though, and when we will do this CCW class, I'll show it to you, when you have a split second to react, that extra split second to just round in the chamber, as fast as you can be, is going to be an extra second, especially when you're under stress. That could become a difference between life and death. So at the beginning, I say, right now, that's great. At least you're carrying a gun. Better without rain in the chamber, but at least you have a gun. But as we can train a little bit together, as I can show you how to do it correctly, you should be pretty soon be comfortable, especially when you have the right gun, to completely have, in my opinion, that's the way I like to carry guns, with a round in the chamber. Because it's going to take a lot of, remember, under stress, you may freak out like everybody else. And you may just go for the gun and squeeze the trigger and click. That's the point. So, but anyway, but that's good. At least I'm glad you're thinking that. Go ahead.
Well, and that's kind of what I was anticipating, is like after the CCW class and the one-on-one range training, you know, that I would actually, you know, that I would get more comfortable and probably start carrying it hot. And yeah, I mean, I have checked both my holsters, even, you know, the concealed carry one and the open carry one, and I checked them for the condition and how they fit the gun, and they fit really good, especially after seeing that picture. So, and then so for right now, I mean, and I actually got to the point where I'm actually even carrying it, you know, so that's a step forward, like in the right direction as it is. And then, you know, like you said, as I get the training and I feel more comfortable, I'll probably start carrying it hot.
Yeah, anyway, as I said, you know, there are different little things that really help to keep the gun safe. First of all, the gun itself, of course, most of the modern guns, they have all safety mechanism. Even the Glock, the people say, oh, there are no external safety. At the end of the day, the gun is very safe. There are internal safety. So even if the gun falls, it's not going to shoot. Of course, there is no external safety, so you must be training that your finger is going to be always your final safety. That's for sure. Now, benefit and don't. I mean, as I said, you can have an external safety, like, for example, the gun you were talking about, the 6 hour P938. that is pretty much, it's a very good gun. Don't get me wrong. They have a lot of good reviews. 3 inches barrel, 9 millimeters. It's like almost like a 1911. Have a single action with a safety. My only point is, you're gonna train with the safety, and you're gonna stick with the safety. My humble opinion, I like guns that they are little more, less, let's say, I don't know, kind of compact, kind of little small. For some people, like they need to really conceal a lot, that could be fine. I always say maybe you can get with something to, let's say, even if you don't like Glocks, or something the size of a Glock 19, okay? That it is a little, let me see exactly, let me compare 1 second, because there is a lot of good stuff about, for example, Glock 19 and Glock that we were talking about 338. But regardless, whatever gun you have at the end of the day, it is going to be your training. It's going to be how much you practice, because you're going to become so familiar with the gun that's really what makes the difference. Did you already have a chance to at least handle at the gun shop the Glock, the 6-hour P938 that you were talking?
Yes, and they had a used one, so they were closed when we got there late, because I actually just went to buy the snap caps, and we were looking at them. But both my girlfriend and I, when we go buy one, we're gonna try it, because they had one that was pre-owned, so we can actually try it.
Okay. My point is, can I ask you something? You don't have to answer, of course, if it's personal. What type of gun does your girlfriend has? I'm just curious.
Doesn't have one yet.
Okay.
So we're actually looking. So she actually wanted the revolver, and we talked about it after the class, and she's probably going to go to the semi-automatic.
Tell him I'm going to really investigate when it comes to my gun. I'm going to make sure that
she wants to really look into it.
Okay.
I'm going to read about it, and
now,
I'm going to actually go to a place where I can test every gun before I purchase it.
And she wants to test it before she purchases it.
Great idea, by the way. That's a great idea. Can I give you my personal...
If it's not comfortable, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, how much is it charging you for that used 6-hour that we were talking about? The P938?
They were in the $700 range, but we weren't really intending on buying the used ones. We were just going to shoot the used one.
Okay. Now, if you have an open mind, it means, of course, if you really like that 6-hour, that's great. Don't get me wrong. It's a great brand. It's a great gun. But... let me put it this way. I like, if I was you, if it was my girlfriend, what I would do. First of all, I like to standardize. I like to have a gun that we can, of course, we may have different hands. Maybe you need a bigger gun. Maybe she needs a smaller gun. Maybe not. But the point, I like to get a gun that we can have at least, we can learn together. And you can also share holsters. You can share magazines. Of course, we start with the caliber. You both gonna have 9 millimeters. So, let's say if you like the gun, that would be nice. There's something maybe she could get too. My problem with that gun, the 938, it's too small, and I tell you why. You have a gun that if you want to train regularly, and you don't use like a backup, use like your main gun. You want to be sure that first of all it fits completely in your palm, in your firing hand. And you can have enough room to completely, let's say, control everything, starting from the slide and the release button for the magazine. I mean, the point is, it's a very small little gun. It's a great for backup. But in my opinion, like for example, you have Glocks out there, okay? And there is the main Glock. Normally, the standard size in 9 millimeters is Glock 17. Then you have a little smaller size. It's called the Glock 19. That normally is a perfect gun for concealment. So much that also now, but also is a perfect gun for combat. So much that now the U.S. Marine Special part, the Special Division, they have a part with the Marine Corps. They use the gun. They chose the gun. So that's my point. If you go too small, sometimes you're gonna be limited as just a backup gun. And when the gun is too small. Normally they're just really mostly for really close encounters. Let's say, 3, 5, 7 yards. But sometimes you may need the extra accuracy that the longer barrel with a longer radius between the front and the rear sight may provide you. So I would say if I were you, and then I'll stop talking, before you jump onto the gun that you can buy, for the price of one 6-hour, you could get 2 used Glock 19. And if you don't like the Glock, that's fine. There are also other guns, like, for example, the Springfield Armory or the Smith & Wesson. Honestly, they have a great gun. So the point is, just think a little bit about it, because I tell you what I don't like about the 6-hour. It's, first of all, you have pretty much like the size is too small, and you have this sort of, it's like a 1911. Don't get me wrong, it's a great gun, but you have this extra safety that can really complicate your life, in my opinion. I understand you say, I want the safety. That's fine. But once you train, your finger is going to be your safety. The position of your muzzle is going to be, the direction of your muzzle is going to be your safety. So I don't know. And then at that point, let's say you get the same gun for you, your girlfriend, you can get spare parts. You can buy magazines together. You don't even have to stress. You go at the range, everybody got the same magazine. You split magazines, you share magazines. So something to consider. That's what I was thinking about, But
yeah, thank you. In fact, I'm writing all this down. And actually, to be honest, I mean, we walked the place we went to. I mean, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it on the radio, but they actually liked you. They had your hat, and they knew where we had come from, and so they were real nice. Just we were talking to them, and the gun was kind of flashy, and I liked it. So of course I looked at it, and that's how I started on that. And then it had the extra safety, and then so I liked it for that. So we're not really sure about it. Like, of course, we're actually planning on finishing the classes, and she wants to do that before she gets hers. And yeah, that is really good. I mean, I'm going to talk to you about that, and we probably will get the same one, because that is good. I mean, bullets, and not bullets, but ammunition, yeah, cartridges, and
question. Where did you go? Where did you go? We can say that. I mean, it's my show. You can say, where did you go? Which gun shop?
It was Kingman's. What was the name of it? Gina. I forgot. It was in Kingman.
Kingman? Was a Shots gun show?
Yeah.
It's a gun shop? Shots?
Where you can get a gun and you can actually shoot it on the premises.
Yeah, we could actually shoot it there. I forget the name. It started with a B.
Bank Street.
I think,
Bank Street Guns?
Yes, Bank Street. Yeah, Bank Street Guns. The guy had your Don't Trade on me hat.
Okay.
Yeah, he was really nice.
All right,
so
good. Okay, I need to go back there. Very good. Listen, as I said, that's what you like. It fits your hand, you like it, let's go for it. My only point, just before you buy, though, have a chance with your girlfriend to maybe try this and try that. Go to a gun shop and ask for a gun that could be, let's say, as I said, I don't want to push the Glock as brand. You can go Glock, or you can go, let's say, Springfield Armory or Smith & Wesson, but the same type of striker system. Glock 19, that would be the perfect size for concealment, the perfect sight for also combat, really, because it's a gun completely functional, and also could fit the average hand of a man and also the average hand of a woman. That, for me, would be a starting point. That would be a great gun as a sides to start for a compromise between concealment and functionality. I mean, something you can really work and use it. When you go too small, you start to go the subcompact. Well, then for me, it's become as a backup gun, as a second gun. But as I said, as your girl was saying, go to the place, ask it to at least start to, put in your hand. And as we were talking during the class, every time they hand you a gun, it's your responsibility to do a chamber check and always point the barrel in the safe direction. Now, maybe your girl... Yeah. Hey, what is the name of your girl? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Gina,
if she wants to say something, she can jump on the air too. Gina, something you want to ask me? Anything?
Here, let me take you, because I have my headphones. You can hear her. Can you hear me still?
Yes, I'm here.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
No problem.
These phones.
No problem. We're here on the air. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. And this is Dennis from Mojave County. He was one of my students at the free gun safety class I held last Saturday in Golden Valley, the Mojave Sportsman Club. He came with his girlfriend. And we're talking a little bit about here what gun to buy for his new, improved version of gun owner. He say, hey, I want to get the right gun now. I know a little bit more. So we were talking about a little bit, maybe going from guns like, he liked the idea of a 6-hour P938. I would say it looks good, maybe a little too small. Let's look at something that maybe you can have, I don't know, maybe you can buy the same gun also for your girlfriend. And the beautiful thing about Glocks, another thing I want to tell you, Dennis, Let's say, for example, you buy a Glock 17, like the one normally I like to carry, and your girlfriend likes to buy a Glock 19, always 9 millimeters. Your Glock is little bigger size, her Glock is little smaller size. You know that, first of all, most of the parts, they're still interchangeable. You learn in the same way, it's the same type of concept. And also magazines, you can always give her one of your 17 rounds magazine that fits in her model 19. So that's not a beautiful thing. That's not something. The magazine, they're also pretty affordable. You can get a Glock brand magazine for $20. They're super resistant. And then you can get the aftermarket magazine, perfect for training, and they still work very well, in my opinion, for about $10, $11. We can get cheaper than that. When you start to go in the 6-hour world, I don't know exactly how much they charge you for a magazine, but let's put it this way. You cannot find aftermarket magazine that work for $10, okay?
Yeah, thank you for that. And we're definitely going to wait until we take the classes, and then so we can even talk about it more and try different guns. And that, you know what, I'm going to look into the Glock 19 and the Glock 17 because that does sound good. You know, that we can do interchangeable. And one thing is, I mean, we both she needs to get hers, and I need to upgrade to mine because I like mine, but after taking your class, and I like how you do the shoulder to shoulder and how you check your chamber and you pull the slide. Mine's it's just harder. It's just tighter. It's harder, and that's a safety issue. You know, I mean, I know how to do it. I practice with the snap caps. The snap caps. I've gotten real familiar with it, but it'd just be nice if it was easier.
Perfect.
You know?
At least that's good. I'm glad at least I could help there, at least to make you think, you know. As I said, they're beautiful guns. Every gun has a story, but we look for guns, my opinion, when we train for self-defense, that they are practical, they are reliable, they're easy to use under stress. You know, I mean, seriously, when you know how to assemble, disassemble it without every time going crazy or needing tool. That's why I also like gun on the same style of the Glock, because I can disassemble the gun, even fix it if I have to, without really any tools most of the time. You know, that's really something like that. Any other question you have, Dennis?
Shoot, no, you know what? I'm definitely going to email you in a couple of days, and we'll definitely be signing up for that CCW class.
Yeah, let me remind everybody when we have it, okay? It's going to be March the 25th, and I think it's a Saturday. Let me double check 1 second, because right now I don't even remember. 25th is a Saturday, correct? At 10 o'clock in Golden Valley at the Mojave Sportsman Club. And of course, if you want to come, you need to reserve. We do just by reservation only. And I have a special. If you bring your lady or your boyfriend or whoever is your special person, I'm not going to ask you your sexual preferences. All I care that you are together. Okay? You got $20 each discount. Normally, the class, it's already a great deal. $85. You got 5 hours that, you know, normally what I do, Dennis, always become 6 at least. If we have to, I don't care. Full of information, one of the best curriculum. I've really been shopping around, looking around, the most complete curriculum in the industry. And then also we have free range time. That's the idea. So that's pretty much the story. And if you want to do it, simple, go to azccw.us, azccw.us, send me an email so I can book you down because we have limited seats. So I'm looking forward to see you there, Dennis, okay?
Yeah, definitely. And I'll send you an email in a couple of days. And yeah, I mean, thank you for all you've done for us. And that class is really helpful. And I look forward for you to seeing my my firearm and see what you think of it. I mean, I'm probably not going to sell it. I'll keep it because it's old. You know, I mean, I'll put it in the safe when I get the new one. And thank you for all the advice. I'm going to look into it after we're done here. And I mean, I'm going to look into all that. And I got a lot to consider now.
Okay,
and
listen.
we'll definitely wait until we're done with the class. You know, and it'll give us some time to look into the different ones.
You know what I'll try to do that day? I will try to bring a Glock 19 with me. Okay? So,
okay, perfect.
I always have my Glock 17s. I also will bring a Glock 19. So at that point, maybe if your girlfriend wants to try it, or you want to try it, you're going to be able to try it, okay?
Okay, great. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Just bring some 9mm, okay? Bring a box of 9. No reloads, as I told you. We don't like reloads. especially with my gun. So at least you can practice a little bit. I'll try, and we'll be in contact, of course. And I'll try, normally I have extra Glock 19 around. I'll try to bring one, so at least you can have a chance, okay?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll definitely get some good ammo.
Perfect.
Good
and
ammunition.
Since we are here, we're talking 1 second about the ammo. As I said, during the class, I like to share this information. I hope other listeners, appreciate it. One of the things I do on the air, I try to shop for you the best deals, and they're not even my sponsors. They're really what normally I buy, and I want to share it with you because I want you to have a chance to have all the things you need to become better gun owners. So I'm not gonna wait that they become my sponsors or not. So let me tell you one place that normally I like to buy 9mm rounds. They're really good deal. So far, one of the best, and it's called SSM GS Golf Ammo, AMMO.com, SGMO.com. I like especially for training the brown bear, the green box. They go around between $8 and $8.54. You can get probably 1,000 rounds for about $160. That's really good price. And you do not pay a sale tax. Sorry, City of Kingman doesn't deserve it, in my opinion. Or wherever you are, they always want more money. Okay, let them starve a little bit, these bastards. Okay, so get you out of state. I love that. And I know some people say, "Oh, you're bad." Guess what? No, because they always want more money. No matter what, Kingman increase the sale tax. They're always hungry for more. So they need to understand the concept. They push it too much, we're gonna buy somewhere else. But regardless, I don't want to digress right now. But you can get very good quality ammo, steel case, but they work fine. And they're great for training, full metal jacket for a good price. That's why I like, keep the same caliber around the house. And you can buy ammo together. That's the idea. Okay.
Oh, really quick, just one more thing. That's another issue about my older gun, too, is kind of why we want to get a newer one, I can't shoot hollow points, and it has to be the round ammo. I'm limited to the ammunition that I can shoot because it gets stuck. It gets not the malfunction you called it, but it's the stoppage.
Yes,
and it always happens. You do that ammo, and it's just a bad stoppage, and it's an ammo jam, and it's just so it kind of limits you to the ammo, So it's that was another issue that I forgot about this gun too. But
that's very important. Very important. Very important. This is important, especially it's also an older gun, it may work. And of course, remember 380 automatic, ACP 380. If you have hollow point, the good quality, you may have a decent defensive round. For me, it's still underpowered, but still better than nothing. But when you have full metal jacket, you really, it's sad. You can get this much better results for the same recoil for half of the price. And of course, when you want defensive ammunition, most of the times you need hollow point. That's the idea. Otherwise, full metal jacket, they're gonna just zip through, especially when the round is so small. It's not gonna be powerful enough to stop a threat unless really you're shooting at the right spots, So that's the point. But it works great in the movies with James Bond, that type of gun. But in real life, a 380 full metal jacket, it is not really, as my opinion, as the first choice for self-defense. All right, listen, say hi to Gina, okay? I appreciate you guys. Keep in touch, okay?
Okay, great. We'll definitely email you in a couple of days.
All right, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. That was, I'm really excited. It was Dennis and Gina. I met them finally at the class, and that's the idea. I really like to do these classes, many people, other people may go Saturday at the bar or stuff like that. I don't want to go to the bars. I don't like bars. Anyway, I like to meet people. I like to talk about things I like. And more important, the satisfaction that when I leave that room and people say, wow, I learned something new. And then at that point, they can share whatever they learn with somebody else. That, for me, priceless. All right? So anyway, if you want to do one of my free gun safety class, very simple. Go to freegunsafety.com. freegunsafety.com. Send me an email, and I would love to book you up in one of my next classes, okay? Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. And we continue. More about guns and training.
It is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. When can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona concealed carry permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities.
Here we go. You're back in the studio. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. And guess what? Right now, you're listening to the show. Of course, it will be Sunday. But for me right now, when I'm recording, it's Saturday night. Just back from a great CCW class in Lake Havasu. And I'm telling you, man, it's amazing. I really enjoy the experience and the privilege to be with you and to share. It's a great moment of trust. You can choose a lot of instructors out there, and the fact you choose me, I really appreciate you. And I tell you, I'm not trying to brag, but I'm having great feedbacks. Today was a gentleman from Havasu. He told me that he did already 3 different CCW classes from different states, and this was the best for him. So I don't know, I'm humble and I'm thankful. Now, why this is important. I really believe this is like almost for me, it's like a mission. Like people like to go to the hospitals, help, or people like to go to help the poor, so try to help in churches. I do this. I really believe that to have law-abiding citizens, armed, with knowledge, first of all, and of course with the right attitude, as a good people, as a law-abiding gun owners, and with guns, armed, it's an asset to society. That's a fact. I mean, seriously. I mean, think about it. It's just logic. When you have law-abiding people with arms, with weapons and guns, and they know how to use them, crime is going to be low. And more important, evil is going to be under check. That's the point. So it's an opportunity. And by the way, just because I want to remind you, next Saturday, I will be in Phoenix, Arizona. Wow, it's an amazing trip for me. Normally, I hate Phoenix, that. I already went there a few times for the gun shows, and I said, I'm never going to go back there anymore. And guess what? Then when I have opportunities like that, I say, okay, I will really push myself, because I tell you, it is something great. I'm going to be teaching CCW class for a church. I think that's beautiful. People at church, they want to carry guns. It's their right. It's also their duty to protect themselves and their church. But they want to know how to do it legally, how to do it lawfully, how to know the laws, and everything else. And I'll try to do my best to give them the best class. And by the way, my average class, just to let you know, it's about 5 hours. And I don't stop. I don't even take breaks. And normally, I really like to go. And more I can. Because I'm going to give you probably 5 times more what the average requirement from the DPS, from the state of Arizona, they ask you. Because my idea is when you get a class, you don't have the false sense of security that you know it all. No, you know what you do not know at that point. At least I'm trying to let you know what you do not know, and you need to find further training. That's the idea. So it's amazing. Little tiring, I must tell you. My voice is a little tired and, little driving. But well, guess what? It's an amazing opportunity. So I want to thank you, seriously, to be with me. To choose me for that. It's a great opportunity. Now, Saturday, as I said, I'll be in Phoenix. If you want to join me, if you want to join also the other students, you can still. If you're in Phoenix, I would like to meet you. So you can go to my website, azccw.us, and also you can shoot me an email from there and let me know, and I can give you details. The location of the class, of course, is private. But if you email me, I can let you know exactly where I am. And if you want, you can also come and join me in the class, okay? So that would be a great opportunity. So that's pretty much, regarding the CCW class. Now, I also would like to remind you that the 25th, believe it or not, I'm already looking at the 25th. The 18th of the 19. I'm sorry. This is completely, my brain is fuming. The 11th. This is crazy. The 11th, I'll be in Phoenix. The 12th, I will be in Havasu again at the Havasu Guns for a free gun safety class. Free gun safety class. Okay, so it's completely free. Just let me know. Call Havasu Guns for their class if you want to come. Okay. Wow, my brain must be really fusy. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So anyway, it's gonna be fun. That's all I can say. And more important, educational. Now, this is the hour about guns. There are so many things I would like to talk, of course, but maybe I would like to talk a little bit more about the opportunity, what you can learn when you do an Arizona CCW class, or what you should learn. Let me talk a little bit about, for example, let's say, what type of guns, and caliber specifically. As I said, any gun will do it if you are trained, if you have the right attitude, if you have the combat mindset. So the point is, of course, there are guns that are better than other guns. I said always stay away from, let's say, complicated guns. Stay away from historical reproduction guns. Single action, they have no place in a self-defense situation unless that's all you have. So you can choose between, I don't care if you go for double action revolver or if you go semi-automatic, but whatever gun you have, the bottom line is train with that. And you train and you carry the same gun. Do not train with one gun and then carry another one. And don't start to get too creative that you're gonna train every day with a different gun. And then every day you carry a different gun because you're gonna go crazy. And under stress you don't know what you're doing at that point. So my point is keep it simple. There was also this expression from excuse me, it's an expression, I don't know from whom, but it says, be careful of the man who wants only one gun. Why? Because he may know how to use it. Okay, so that's the bottom line. That's pretty much the story. Anyway, what can I say? All I want to say is that you want to keep it simple. Now, regarding the ammunition, calibers. There are so many calibers out there. After all, we are pretty much in a situation that you can buy almost every ammunition you want. Some they are easier to find, some are not. What is the best caliber for self-defense? Well, let's put it this way. Any caliber that allows you to deliver at least a control pair in the thoracic area of your opponent as fast as you can, and you can guarantee the hits. Simple as that. Well, that's the story. You can go between, people say, oh, the 22 long rifle. Of course, it's not the first choice. It's not the first choice. But that's all you can shoot. Well, you should probably shoot that because maybe that's all you can handle as a recoil. Then, of course, the real self-defense, in my opinion, would start with the 9mm. People, they also like the 380 ACP. Guess what? 380, you know what? It's not a bad caliber. But honestly, I wouldn't be my first choice. It's like a 9mm underpower. Okay? So think about that. You want to have the same type of recoil and you have an underpower round. And also you're going to pay probably double the money what you pay for a 9mm. Why? Why doing that? Just some ideas. Also, another thing I like to tell you, people say I like the 40, I like the 45. Listen, doesn't matter. Whatever is the caliber you choose, you will train. In my opinion now, there is a big comeback to the 9mm. Not just my opinion. Let's look also, for example, what, let's say, the FBI did just recently. They went back to the 9mm. Why? Because the 9mm hollow point, the new generation, they can achieve enough speed that they can have completely a great ballistic results. They can have this hydrostatic force to expand and really create the trauma that you need to stop a threat. There are several videos, for example, on YouTube. You can watch, for example, shooting a hollow point 45 through a watermelon, and all it does, it just creates a hole. Believe it or not, just a little hole. 45 hollow point. Then you have a 9mm hollow point to the same watermelon. The watermelon will explode. Why? Because the speed of the 9mm is much more than 850 feet per second of the average 45. That's very important, something you need to consider. Of course, there are also the 40 calibers, great cartridge, don't get me wrong, great round, but my opinion is, you can pretty much now, my opinion, have less stress, less recoil, and still the same performance as with the 9. So much as I said, the FBI chose the 9. Everybody can shoot a 9. 9 are cheaper also, but This is just my opinion. Don't start to have a debate. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. All I care that when you buy an ammunition, you be sure that it performs, penetrate, and you have also a good price that you can train with, and you have availability. So more important is performance. Okay. Now, very important for self-defense situation where you conceal carry, you do not want to start to carry anything that is homebrewed. Let's say reloads. Stay away from reloads. Why? For many reasons. First of all, I'll tell you, I think I trust more a company like Winchester or anybody out there that they have multi-million dollars industry and liability, and more important, I tell you, I never had a problem with any brand ammo. Okay, I know that I saw problems with reloads. That's the point. So stick with that, and also for liability. So think about that too. Okay. Oh, what can I say? About 38 Special, 357 Magnum, big controversy. People say, 357 Magnum is a great round. It is if you are in a bear country, or maybe if you are in a car and somebody's tried to carjack you. Yes, you can stop probably a car. But for two legs predators, a 357 Magnum, even just the average load, can be way too much over-penetrating, in my opinion. And the recoil, you're going to have a little bit of a problem also for let's say, when you start to have, loads like that with big recoil, it's going to take more time for the second and third shot because the recoil is going to mess up your sight alignment. So think about that too, okay? So a compromise between speed, recoil, and of course penetration. You don't want to over-penetrate, and that's very important to consider. So in my opinion, in cities, towns, things like that, 357 Magnum, I wouldn't consider it. 38 Special probably is better. Hollow point, if you can get good ammo that can expand. The problem is that normally most of these short barrels, let's say revolvers, well, they need a little longer barrel, to have that type of speed that allows that bullet to expand. That's the problem. And to end, people say, oh, the 44 Magnum. Yeah, it's great if if you're in the movie, like, Clint Eastwood, that was a beautiful movie. I like this movie. But in real life, it is not anything close you should use to a real life situation unless you are in bear country. If you're in the bear country, you have bears to face, great gun. But not for human beings. Too much recoil, too much power, too much over penetration, too much everything. Seriously. It's not even fun to shoot after a while. That's pretty much the story. So remember, you want to be sure that whatever ammunition you buy and you carry, you stick with that. And you want to be sure that, you at least deliver a control pair. And whatever type of speed you have, I don't care how fast you are, you must not miss the target. That's the most important thing. So whatever allows you to deliver at least a control pair in the thoracic area of your opponent as fast as you can guarantee the hits. That's the ammunition you need, okay? That's the bottom line. Now, important, how many ammunition you carry on you? Well, if you carry a gun, always have at least a spare magazine. That's the bottom line. You really need to think about that. Do not have a gun without an extra magazine, at least. So what can I say? Something to consider that. Now, I want to take a little break, and then we come back, and we will continue this conversation about ammunition and, of course, self-defense. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Do not go away.
In this world where everything seems to be going sideways, when you need things set straight, Zanna Coffee Straight Shot Espresso. Start your day with a bang. The best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade, certified, sustainable, organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com www.zannacoffee.com. Don't be cheap, you deserve the best. Get Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com.
Here we go, we are back, we're almost at the end. Pretty much what I wanted to say, this is regarding the opportunity to understand that ammunition in a self-defense situation, they are vital. That's why you always want to rely to brand ammunition. I don't care which brand, seriously, but stay away from reloads for many reasons, especially also for, let's say, the liability aspect, as I said before. And also, last thing you want to do in case you have to use your gun for self-defense, and at that point you had, let's say, reloads that could be also used in court against you. Because after all, what you want to do, you want to use the same ammunition that our law enforcement officers use. You don't want to look like somebody who's somehow homebrewing some cyanide, explosive, lethal ammunition, because that's the way the prosecutor may try to paint you. So use just what our law enforcement uses. Okay? If it's good for them, it can be good for you. Simple as that. So that's pretty much the story. Another thing about ammunition, as a safety concern, be sure always, believe it or not, many people, especially the new gun owners, whenever they buy the gun, they buy the first box of ammo, and sometimes they don't even know what ammo they're buying. There's some ammo that may fit in your gun, but it's not made for the gun. For example, the 380 ACP. I mean, watch it with the 9mm. If you have a Glock 9mm, if you have a Glock 40 caliber, well, watch there too. So always check the box, always check the gun, the barrel. Normally it's on the barrel, on the slide also. So that's very, very important. So last thing about the ammo. When you clean your gun, it may well be possible that probably you use some product, like normally, you have this sort of lubricants. Be sure that you do not leave residual that it may go inside your ammunition. That's very important, because that would be something very catastrophic situation if you have to use the round and the round does not work because somehow it's contaminated with the lubricant or with the oils. That's a disaster. So be sure. Also, another important thing, how many ammunition we were talking. Listen, normally the FBI statistics says that the average, let's say, encounter of a violent encounter between a law-abiding person and a criminal, it is about 3 seconds and 3 yards and 3 rounds. 3 rounds, so they say. And probably 99% of the cases may be that. But the problem that you don't know the morning that you leave the house, really how many scumbags you may face. You don't know if you're going to be in a situation that maybe you need more than 3 rounds, maybe 3 misses the first time you shoot a gun. Only God knows, maybe that 3 rounds, they're not going to be enough. So the point is, if you carry a gun, in my opinion, you should always have, as I said, spare ammunition. Now, with revolvers, of course, even worse. You need to really even be more careful. That's the reality. Because normally the average revolver, you have about 5 rounds, maybe 6. So really, right there, you can imagine between that, maybe in a semi-automatic, like a double stack magazine, like a Glock, you have there already 15 or 17 rounds with the average Glock. So that's the point. So please, just think about that, okay? I always say, bring at least an extra magazine or at least a couple regular little clips for, the revolver. That's the bottom line. I like to carry pretty much like, let's say, at least 2 extra magazines on me, plus the one in the gun. And people say, oh my gosh, where are you going to war? No, it's just called being prepared. I mean, law enforcement, normally that's what they carry at least. And I tell you, especially if you live in a rural area, then maybe, if you ask for help, it may take time. It may take time. The sheriff in some areas where I live in Mojave County, it may take 20 minutes. Okay? In some other part of the counties, it may take an hour. So what? You're going to stay there with 5 rounds? So seriously, something to consider. Now, very important, I want to remind you that we have the new uppers for the Don't Tread on Us rifle. Okay? The rifles are available at Havasu Guns, just to let you know, in Havasu. But if you want just the upper, okay, we have it for a super special. Seriously, this is a celebration special for the U.S. Trademark Office that they allowed me to have my trademark. Don't Tread on Us, the Freedom Rifle. So we have the new uppers with the new logo, with the trademark. It's beautiful. I really like it a lot. With the change design, we made it even better. And please, just send me an email. I will send you this offer just for the upper. Free shipping. $349. You get the all upper complete. This is just for limited. This is for the on the air only. And you have also a lot of beautiful free bonuses with the upper. It doesn't come just with a complete upper with bolt. You also have a rear sight. You have also a free magazine where allowed by the law. You have a free t-shirt. You have, of course, access to the ebook, How to Become a Rifleman. You have the downloadable CD, Don't Tread on Us. And what else? I mean, don't forget, if you live in Mohave County, I also want to shoot with the upper with you, and we can test it together. And we have lifetime warranty on the upper, of course, without the bolt. The bolt, of course, is something that eventually you have to change it, okay? So anyway, something just to share with you, because that's the spirit of the show. We always try to share good things, of his information, of their products, things that hopefully you can use, they can improve our life, your life. That's the bottom line. Okay, very good. At this point, we're ready for our number 3. And I want to remind you one more time, next Sunday, I will be in Phoenix. So if you listen to the show, if you're in Phoenix, next Saturday, my gosh, today, I will be in Phoenix. So it's going to be exactly the 11th. Okay? If you want to come to the Arizona Concealed Carry Permit class, please email me, zanna@zanna.us, or just go to azccw.us, okay? And you can email me there, and at that point, you can able to hopefully we have enough seats left, you can join me for the Phoenix class, okay? Now, at that point, we go for our number 3. We're going to have an interesting story. Unfortunately, it's the sad story. I talked to you about Dave Hayes, the former owner of this station, last week. And now next hour, I will have, in the Hour About Love, another friend, a very close friend to Dave Hayes, Frank Costigan. Do not go away, please. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna.
It is time. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now with Arizona Concealed Carry Permit by Zanna Enterprises, LLC. Become a more responsible and educated gun owner. Carry legally concealed in 35 states. Carry permitted in restaurants where alcohol is served. Learn where and how you can legally carry a firearm in Arizona. Learn where you can use deadly force. When can you display your gun or not for self-defense? Learn how to deal with law enforcement while carrying a firearm. Learn how to be aware of your surroundings and how to avoid a confrontation. Buy your gun without waiting for a background check. Get your Arizona Concealed Carry Permit now. Go to www.azccw.us. Go to www.azccw.us. Free for single mothers and people with disabilities. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna on United States.fm network.